I create my own problems by not just looking at the world and just seeing what I need to see. And I'm getting accosted by some random white kid. You know what's crazy about me and how much I lack the ability to find a way to care? I got this mongoloid running around. His name is Chris the Narc. Some of you know him. For some reason, just randomly, literally an hour ago, this kid's like, Leon, my editors hate you. Every time you call in, we get demonetized, and somehow you find a way to sneak in a slur they miss. Mind you, I don't care. Like, how the fuck do you hire an editor to do videos that line up to be just like the quarterings? Like, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? What are we doing here? I don't know. I'm sick in the head. I'm sick in the head. I'm sick in the mind. I don't think I changed the title of the stream on YouTube. I didn't. I didn't change the title of the stream. Oops. My bad. Some people might think that this is a part 2 to that. No. No. I'm not watching. No, fuck that. I'm not watching nothing you send me until you address the elephant in the room. The fact that you hired an editor to basically turn your channel into another version of the quartering. You suck. You suck. Skill issue. Talking about something you need to learn how to edit. What are you editing? Downloading a file and clipping out one thing and then clipping out the end and pressing export? What? You suck. In all facets of the imagination, you suck. What is this? Yuck. Who is this? Some white woman. Ugh. I gotta learn how to censor. Oh my God. Go in and, I got this great YouTuber. It's called Ranting with Revenge or Ranting with Vengeance. He's a great YouTuber when it comes to things like that. He's a great, phenomenal YouTuber when it comes to editing out censored words and bleeping them too. You act like that's so damn difficult. All you doing is looking at the moment where somebody says fuck, and then you chop that. You just turn the volume down. And nothing gets picked up. You mongoloid. This is not a difficult thing. You're just lazy. You're literally just lazy. That is all that is. There's nothing else to that. You are lazy. You ought to be ashamed of yourself for being that damn lazy. You actually ought to be ashamed of yourself for that shit. You talk all that funny shit about, damn, I want to get better with content. You fucking lazy and you inept. What's the fucking problem with most of y'all? Y'all fucking lazy and fucking inept. And you don't want to fucking put truth to power and put more energy into your shit. You just want to, hi everybody, today we're I don't give a fuck. Burn that flag. Buddy, what's the point? Isn't your team owned by the same team that beats them too? Like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? Both of our teams are owned. I might just end up getting the Kansas City Chiefs flag, buddy. This shit's sick. This shit is fucking sick. Chris, do you know that many people don't know what I look like? And I come onto your channel and just like completely take over for about 5 minutes to an hour. Gonna sell out to KC? I mean, fuck. They a guaranteed Super Bowl every fucking year. Nigga gotta start betting the house on some shit, man. But you know what? The draft is in like a couple hours. I would love it if my team addressed that running back situation and we just, grab Ashton Genty if he just fall directly into our lap. Or if Ashton Genty's gone, we do need to figure out something in that tight end room. We do got to figure out something in that tight end room. And Austin Warren, that's not his name, Tyler Warren, that's a good... Tyler Warren is a good option. Tyler Warren is an absolutely good option at tight end for us. It can work out. You guys' teams are somehow doing worse than last. I don't know what you're talking about. My team was dog shit, and then last year we made the playoffs. We got beat, but hey, that's an improvement over like everything since Super Bowl 50. That's the improvement. From here on out, it's up. Now, the fucking Bills seem like they run into the same problem every fucking year. The Chiefs. Now, Rashad, I don't know what pre-order you might be talking about. I could guess the pre-order you might be talking about. I don't know. Could you perhaps be talking about something to do with this? Oh, the Nintendo Switch 2. Boy, I'm not buying that shit. I ain't gonna lie. My Best Buy, the Best Buy that I go to, but they got pre-orders up. They got pre-orders up. They got pre-orders up for that Nintendo Switch 2. But I'm not fucking with it. This is just cope. Cope about what? What is everybody coping about? Now look, while Chris tries to explain what he's coping about and trying to ostracize on all of us, I'm feeling generous today. I feel like giving y'all the option of picking the poison step by step. So let me see. Let me count them down. 1, 2, 3, 4. I got 4. I got one thing I got to get out of the way, but I got 4. No, I'm not going live for the draft. You out of your mind? You think I'm about to sit here and fucking watch these motherfuckers? Who is everybody gonna draft? Then Roger Goodell comes out and I gotta hear that about 15 different thousand fucking times. No. You got me for this moment, because when the draft come on, I'm going to watch the motherfucking draft so I can see who the Broncos pick and kind of want to see who the Saints pick. Just because motherfuckers are hoping that they pick Shador, and part of me wants to see him get drafted by the Saints so that every time he fuck up, I could just be a hater and be like, see, told y'all he was going to be shit playing with y'all. Broncos got the 20th pick. I mean, hey, I only got 2 hopes. Unless we trade the fuck up, I'm fighting a long battle right now. I'm gonna pop the EDP cherry of the stream. You want to react to a freestyle? I know what you are. I know what you are. Go ahead and get you out of here right now. I know what you are. I know what you are. Leon's starting to cope and the season hasn't even started yet. A man who's a fan of a team that routinely faces the Chiefs in the playoffs and lose is telling me about coping. I know my team is ass. My team finally had a good season. Fuck it. I'll say they had a decent season. I'm a little bit too presumptuous with the word good. It's all about what we do in this coming season. Maybe we do something different. Maybe we exact the same. Maybe we worse. I'm going to accept it, and I'm going to still be a fucking fan of the team. You the one that's going to have the Super Bowl aspirations and get dumbed down by the Chiefs again. I don't have Super Bowl aspirations for my team. Sorry. And I probably and you know what? That's probably like a bad way to go about it. That's probably a bad way to go about it. But you know what? Somebody got to do it. Somebody got to do it. Oh wait, nobody picked their poison. I didn't. You know what? We're gonna do this democratically. We're gonna do this democratically. I probably spelled poison wrong, but that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. I'm gonna give y'all a moment in time to figure this one out. I'm gonna give y'all a moment in time to figure this one out. And while you figure that out, I just want to like present you with something that you couldn't possibly understand from anywhere else. In my head, I dream of the day when I could eventually clickbait at least a few of you. But unfortunately, I live in a world where it's very impossible to do that because what you think might be clickbait is actually something real. So you could imagine when I'm perusing the best place to find rage bait or clickbait social media, you would think I could find something very easy. And I thought I did for a moment because when I see this picture and I see the title of it and I understand that it's a black judge giving armed robbers light sentences after saying a 3-year-old white victim is racist, you can imagine that I'm gonna sit here and think to myself, all right, that seems a little clickbaity, right? But then you find out that this was in 2015 and all of your humanity just goes away because I just don't understand how I live in the type of timeline. And this was going on when I was 14 years old. George and Tommy Gray's 3-year-old daughter was watching SpongeBob SquarePants when 2 armed men broke into their home near Butyl on March 21st of 2013. An armed robbery happened with them at gunpoint. 2 years later, when one of the offenders was about to be sentenced, Jordan wrote in a victim impact statement that her daughter was still in constant fear of black men. Both robbers were African American. Whenever we are running errands, if we come across a black male, she holds me tight and begs me to leave. It has affected her friendships at school and our relationships with African American friends. Now, I'm gonna stop you right there. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be very honest. It seems like somebody who's telling this story is embellishing just a little bit too much. Because far be it from me to say that a child can't be traumatized at what would be described as a traumatic event. And I don't really care if you're 3 years old or 33 years old. Somebody putting a gun in your head will be traumatic. However loving is ever. Part of me thinks, and it is just me saying it out loud, you ain't really got to agree. You could disagree with me if you have the understanding of a traumatized individual at the age of 3 years old. Methinks somebody might be over embellishing to bring up specifically the black people. And yes, it was black people that robbed them, but I can't say I live in a world where I could believe that a 3-year-old has the ability and the coherent English to say, "Mommy, black men scare me that much." Tommy Gray also wrote that since the crime, his daughter had been terrified of black males and that probation was not sufficient enough of a punishment for Gregory Wallace, terrible name, 27, who had pleaded guilty to robbery. If holding a little girl at gunpoint gets you probation, then our system is flawed. Boy, I wonder what Buddy thinks about this current system in 2025. But when Wallace was brought up for sentencing on February 4th in Jefferson Circuit Court, it was the parents, not Wallace, who suffered Judge Ulu Stevens' wrath. I am offended. I am deeply offended that we would be victimized by an individual and express some kind of fear of all black men. This little girl certainly has been victimized, and she can't help the way she feels. My exception is more with the parents, and they're accepting that kind of mentality and fostering those types of stereotypes. Now, again, hold on, because you can't look at these parents who are using their child as the reason why they want somebody who robbed them at gunpoint to face the consequences of jail time and say, "Oh, well, I'm deeply offended." It's not about you, motherfucker. It's about the motherfucker who came and robbed them at gunpoint. The Grays were not in court as Stevens denounced their statements and granted probation to Wallace, whom he said deserved the opportunity to redeem himself. But they did see when Stevens condemned their statements again in a post on Facebook. Do 3-year-olds form such generalized stereotype and racist opinions of others? I think not. Perhaps the mother had attributed her own views to her child as a manner of sanitizing them. Stevens, who was appointed to the bench in 2009 and re-elected last year without opposition, did not mention the Grays or Wallace by name on Facebook. He noted in court and in his post that the statement played absolutely no role in the sentencing decision. And in an interview, he said that he did nothing improper in court or on social media. I was cautioning the parents against allowing racial stereotypes to impact their behavior and that of their child. And, crazy world I live in, but it's really going to affect you to trust people once you are face to face with that type of situation. Because let me, who has been robbed at gunpoint at least 2 times in his life, tell you, I don't really like dealing with anybody in this world because you're all scary individuals and you all make me really feel bad about myself. Judge Stevens blamed and shamed the victims, said the girl's parental grandmother, Dawn Renee Bryant, who said her daughter-in-law cried when she read the judge's post. It was very disturbing to be called something you are not. Wine said his office would disavow any racist victim impact statement, but the statements made by the victims in this case were not intended to be and were not. The mother of a 3-year-old was describing how the home invaders armed with guns affected her family. She differentiated how the adults and the child were affected. He also said that the assailants being old fat men He also said that had the assailants been old fat men with white beards, I believe the child would have the same reaction similarly described persons. In an email, Ronald Rotunda, these are some terrible fucking names, a law professor at Chapman University in Orange, California, and the author of the widely used course book on legal ethics, said Stevens violated the code of judicial conduct by using the prestige of his office to further his personal interests and by commenting on a pending case on Facebook. We're fried. Bros, we're fried. We're fried. I'm just gonna say it. We're fried. We're fried. As a society, we're fried. What did you miss? Us being fried as a society. Any gambling today? Well, it's funny you say that because this was announced today because it's the draft. Today's the draft, so you would expect like some type of Madden. You would expect like to buy some like pack on Madden. And they say if you pre-order the game, you get like a 99 overall Travis Hunter, which I think is an absolute travesty that people have to spend $140 fucking dollars to get a Travis Hunter card. Absolutely not. Who could even think of doing such? What? Who was that? Oh, a 99 Travis Hunter card. Oh. Ain't that a bitch? Ain't that a bitch? Ain't that just about a bitch? But I'm always be part of the problem. I admit that. You got motherfuckers who bloviate, and I do mean bloviate, about how this is a travesty, fuck that shit, and then they just like secretly, put their money up. Me, I'm gonna tell you straight up, either I'm gonna buy some shit or I'm not. That Nintendo Switch 2, that shit not even coming in this crib. Grand Theft Auto 5, 6, whatever number it is, here you go. You want my money? Here you go. You want my money for Grand Theft Auto 6? Here you go. I'm gonna give it to you. But a Nintendo Switch 2, 450 big ones, 550 big ones. We ain't even counting the tax in that motherfucker. And then a Mario Kart game. Like realistically, I don't want to speak it for me. That would be the only game I buy. The Mario Kart game. I don't give a fuck about all these Nintendo Switch Origin 1 games. I don't give a fuck about that. Oh, but they're enhanced. What the fuck that got to do with me? Thoughts on Oblivion remaster? I've never played Oblivion once in my life. I hope whoever's happy about it is happy with it and it's good for them. And if you're somebody who's bitching about it, find something else. Find something you enjoy. And you could be a little bit happier, And we could be rosy cheek pussies together. You feel me? You feel me? I think you feel me. Can I turn the camera off now? Yeah, I'm gonna turn the camera off now. I'm pretty satiated with turning the camera off now. Cause that's all oh damn it. I X'd out of the thing. No, shut up. All right. But since I've read that, I could end this and see which number won. Oh God, number 2 won. Number 2 wins. Oh no. Oh no. Next story about John Cena. I saw him in a reflection of your glasses. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm looking at my screen. I haven't changed anything. I don't know where the fuck you would have seen John Cena at. This is the 4th stream. Oh, speaking of things being a shit, everybody go watch Sinners. Go watch Sinners. You notice good movies don't get talked about by certain individuals, and we might get to that. But before that, we got a white man alert. The white men are back to either make us feel bad or make us feel something about our lives. Meaden. That was terrible, Meaden. You get 5 minutes in the hole. Meaden, that was terrible. That was absolutely terrible. That was absolutely terrible. That Meaden, that was terrible. Meaden, you lost your touch, Meaden. You ought to be ashamed of your fucking self. You lost your fucking touch. You used to come with some shit that made a nigga just like question something just a little bit. Now you just said, is Michael B. Jordan actually good? Yes! But we fucking Ryan Beard made a fucking video about Deaf Noodles turning into a MAGA grifter. And this might be the first time, the first of few times, that's not the right way to say it, one of the very few times where I could comfortably, and I do mean comfortably, say, yeah, we found ourselves a grifter.
Hey, really quickly, I just want to mention that I have recently revamped my Patreon.
I don't care!
Comedy Christian and from YouTube, even after he sexually hurt you, falsely accused a YouTuber who really means the world to me. Thank you so much. Has this ever happened to you? You're a moderately successful drama YouTuber who wants...
I'm so bored. I want to see virtual men hit each other.
...to start a comedy career, but your YouTube drama career ends up crashing and burning because you falsely accuse another YouTuber of being a pedophile. You say that you think Sneeko shouldn't be banned from YouTube even after he sexually harassed a woman, and then you lose a debate about trans people to the conservative TikToker Christian Walker, and then your comedy career crashes and burns because Moist Critical reacts to your absolutely terrible comedy roast, which ends up getting 4 million views, so now you failed at both YouTube drama and comedy, and now you're the laughingstock of pretty much the entire internet. If all...
That's semi-tough. That's tough because I remember a unique timeline where Deaf Noodles was like everybody's go-to for what y'all call it, drama content. I remember that. I remember that being something people be like, oh, did you see the new Deaf Noodles video where he talks about the AIDS family? And it's like, did they really? And in my head, it's like, you fall off that hilariously because, correct me if I'm wrong, I know I'm not, but you know, you got to be gracious in all aspects. Motherfucker tried to do the, I hate putting on these ears, I just want to be me, I just want to be myself, and his self was boring as fuck. So it should be a cautionary tale to you motherfuckers. If you motherfuckers are boring by proxy and by definition, and you somehow fucking get a lucky niche of like putting on some character and people fuck with it and people like it, could be a little cringe, but people enjoy it in some capacity, just stick with it as best you can. Because anything else, literally anything else, which is you, I guess, being your authentic self, results in nothing but people figuring out how fucking boring you actually are. For example, I'm a very boring individual. However, my moments throughout the day where I am very spastic and I tend to enjoy my life in ways that only the few, the brave and the bold, the Marines could understand. Yeah, I'm able to record that with wordplay and hopefully it could work out as best as it could, because I am an individual who like could talk a motherfucker into a room and like have enough of a funny back and forth to make a mother's dick get hard. You understand me?
All of those things have happened to you, then you are probably Deaf Noodles. And you know what? I can relate to Deaf Noodles. I have also failed at comedy before.
Then type your number out on the screen and put it up in here.
I've also lost a debate before, and I'm sure I've also had some dumb takes at some point in my life. But the one thing I haven't done is falsely accuse Papa Gut of being a pedophile. I have only accurately accused Papa Gut of being a pedophile. That is a joke. Papa Gut.
Not a good joke. Not a good joke. Boo. Give up. Give up the fucking comedic career. Bad joke.
Is not a pedophile, as far as I know. The truth is, everyone
See? Bad joke.
makes mistakes in life. Everyone has failures. Things don't always turn out the way that you want them to. And I think that when you do fail in life, the best thing to do is take a step back, self-reflect, learn from your mistakes, and then return as a better person. Or you could say, fuck that, and return to YouTube as a right-wing MAGA grifter who makes absolutely dogshit videos that only get a couple hundred.
That was a joke. See? The only white man that's funny is the bald one. Bill Burr. You know what? And the dude who fucking uses the puppet. Bill Burr, the dude who uses the puppet, and Jon Stewart. Those are the only white men I find funny. The rest of them, don't you dare say Daniel Tosh to me. I'll think you're a part of the KKK. I will absolutely think you are a part of the KKK if you look to me and you say Daniel Tosh is funny.
100 views. This is what Deaf Noodles used to look like. Look at how cute and non-threatening he looks with his little cat ears and his
Gay.
little fake glasses. Well, this is what Deaf Noodles looks like.
That's tragic. Like, that's fucking tragic. Like, that's actually fucking tragic. Do you understand me? Do you understand, like, how could you live in a fucking world? How could you live in a fucking world where you think to yourself, all right, this YouTube shit ain't working out. What's the next best option? Fuck it. Let me just grift by these righties. Let me just grift in the manner of hanging out with these right wingers. Yeah, because these right wingers, they buy anybody who believes in like going against the wokies, because the wokies are dummies, which they are. And we, the fucking conservatives, will welcome the cat-eared man with open arms. And to my understanding, it hasn't worked. Could be wrong, but it's to my understanding, none of this has worked out for him in like any capacity. It's been like an objective failure all across the board.
No, he's not soy boy Deaf Noodles anymore. Now he's Alpha MAGA Deaf Noodles. He's got the MAGA hat and the red lighting and the American flag behind him and the eagle below him. He has abandoned his kitty cat ways and has accepted the path of the eagle. I guess if I ever want to become a right-wing grifter, I just need to change the color of the light behind me. Soy boy Ryan, MAGA Ryan.
Gay.
Soy boy Ryan, MAGA Ryan. I know a minute ago I called Deaf Noodles a right-wing grifter, but I feel like being a grifter kind of implies that you're making money from what you're doing, and right now...
Once again, nobody knows these fucking words. Nobody knows these definitions. It's unfortunate because it's just ridiculously embarrassing. It's amazing how people operate in terms of these words. It's just getting old. It's getting old. That's why when I hear motherfuckers use the word woke, I just wince, because what are you doing? What are you doing with that word? You don't know what you're doing with that fucking word. Do you honestly think that that's how that word operates? I remember somebody, I think it was a month ago, on a live stream, they heard me talking and then they realized, wait, Leon is what the word woke used to actually mean before it became colonized. And it's like, yes. Everyone sucks. Open your actual third eye and you'll realize it. Listen, I've often stated that the critical drinker is somebody that I could tend to respect in terms of movie reviews. Boy, was I wrong about that? Because, listen, what have I been saying for at least a year now? If you're going to bitch that much about the entertainment industry and the gaming industry and the comic book space and yada yada with the yada yadas, start making your own shit. It's been brought to my attention, Critical Drinker has made his own shit and it's not good. It's been brought to my attention that it's not good. Not something that's gonna be winning any awards. But We'll cross that bridge another time.
Now his videos are only getting a couple hundred views each, so I would say that he's probably not even making enough money to be considered a grifter right now. I also think being a grifter implies that what you're doing isn't actually genuine, and I can't see inside of Def Noodle's noodle to know if what he's doing is genuine or not, but it does seem.
So you're just throwing the word around without Ugg boots, 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 Ugg boots.
A bit suspicious to me that Def Noodles has gone from someone who preaches progressive values and has debates where he's defending trans people to being full on MAGA in just a couple years. I would say that I was kind of like a moderate conservative when I was like 14, but then over the course of about 10 years, I became a leftist. But it was a very gradual progression. You just don't usually see someone making this drastic of a change this quickly. In the first video that he—
What are you talking about? This motherfucker's been on this platform for years, and then for some reason has decided, you know what, fuck it. I'm just gonna be different. Where the fuck was this energy for that Mexican that keeps leaving and quitting and leaving and quitting? The fuck is his name? I forgot.
He posted on this updated MAGA channel. He says that he's been secretly watching right-wing creators like Ben Shapiro for years now, but he was scared to tell anyone because he didn't want to get canceled.
Quietly, I began to consume more conservative media, listening to voices like Ben Shapiro, Rush Limbaugh, but I kept it to myself. Living in Los Angeles, I feared being outed as someone who leaned conservative. It felt like a career killer for anyone in the acting or writing industry. Friends who noticed warned me that my career could be over if the word got out.
So I guess rather than calling him a right-wing grifter now, it might be more accurate to say that he used to be a left-wing grifter, but now he's finally being true to his MAGA self. So I would like to congratulate Def Noodles for finally coming out of the closet as a dumbass. But you know what? We don't want to approach Def Noodles in bad faith. Maybe he is giving some really insightful commentary in this new MAGA persona. Let's check out one of his videos to find out. For whatever reason, Def Noodles seems to like to focus on certain celebrities and then make a bunch of videos about them. For example, he's made 10 different videos about Whoopi Goldberg. I don't think I've ever met someone who cares enough about Whoopi Goldberg to make 10 different videos about her. To me, she just seems like your typical rich, out-of-touch liberal. But she seems to really upset Def Noodles for whatever reason. But what I wanted to focus on in this video is that Def Noodles has made 7 different videos coming after the comedian Bill Burr, claiming that Bill Burr has gone woke. I've always considered myself a pretty big fan of Bill Burr. I've always enjoyed his comedy, but I would definitely not consider him like super left-wing or anything. He always takes shots at people on both sides of the political aisle. He even recently made fun of white people on the left for caring so much about pronouns.
You know what's funny is white liberals are the ones that gave the definition of woke to whites on the right. So they don't, no white people really understand, it seems, what that word really meant when they took it from black people. So people on the right just think it means an insufferable, self-involved liberal douche. And they're not wrong if they're talking about a white person. Right. Running around crying about their pronouns is like the sun is like lighting the planet on fire.
I would consider myself a bit of a pronoun enjoyer. I'd say I'd put pronouns right above adverbs on my favorite types of words tier list. I actually don't think that trans people usually freak out about pronouns as much as people claim they do. In general, a trans person isn't gonna get upset with you.
But the funniest motherfuckers are the ones that I see on TikTok. Those are the funniest ones. Those will always be the funniest ones.
Unless you're purposefully using the wrong pronouns. So I might like slightly disagree with Bill Burr on his take here, but I'm not gonna freak out about it and make 7 different videos criticizing him. And I do think he brings up a good point that white people love to steal terms from black people like woke and then make them incredible.
You say that while you colonized the fucking word grifter and then turned around and said you don't even know if you can use it on somebody. Fucking another white man not realizing he part of the fucking problem. Why did this shit not play when I fucked the volume down? What the fuck, computer?
Put on a black scent and try to mimic a black woman. And
I'm sorry. What did I miss in like 2 seconds? Back up.
Slightly disagree with Bill Burr on his take here, but I'm not gonna freak out about it and make 7 different videos criticizing him. And I do think he brings up a good point that white people love to steal terms from black people like woke and then make them incredibly lame. This might be a bit of a hot take, but my absolute least favorite form of white people comedy is when white people put on a black scent and try to mimic a black woman and then expect everyone to clap and laugh. Girl, when the child is
You're doing it! Fuck you! You're doing it right now. Fuck you. Fuck you. Also, the king of the freeze frames is back. Like, come on. Come on. Come on. I am the king of the fucking freeze frame. Like, be fucking for real. You can't find a motherfucker who can accurately freeze frame a fucking video such as myself. Come on. I'm not even doing this shit on purpose. This shit just fucking skill. This shit just determination of the fucking craft. Do you understand me? Do you get me? Now look, ladies, specifically Harley Quinn, because you have Princess Tiana as a fucking profile picture, so I know you got a fetish for white kids, white men. Let me not throw you under the bus like that. I know you got a fetish for white men. Is this what attracts you? Is that it? Is that what attracts you? You fucking dream of your Peruvian white man, and that's what comes into your dream? That has to be the meanest thing you've ever said to me. It's the sick part, it's true, because that's when I called you a house slave. Could have sworn a couple times I've called you a house slave. Just maybe a few times. Maybe a few times. But what the fuck is that large ass emote? What the fuck? Why do I have 41,000 leads? No, fuck you. Chick tries, fuck you. We were supposed to beat Repo yesterday, but no, you and your dumbass British friends want to have a British revolution against the one American. That's truly the amount of racism that I fucking deal with. We were playing Repo yesterday, and the entire gimmick, the day before, we agreed that we were gonna try to beat Repo. We didn't know how long the fucking game was. We agreed. And these fucking colonizing British snaggletooth chip and crumpet eating fuckers, they revolted against me. I had never felt more betrayed.
I haven't seen this one before. What am I reading? My foreskin is so cute. What the fuck?
I'm gonna let y'all marinate in that. Oh man. You dropped and damaged like 60% of everything? No, the fuck I didn't. So when are we playing again? When are we playing Repo again? You know what's crazy? I called Chick Tries a friend. And you know what she does? She fucking grabs all her British cohorts and revolts against me. And that's why I don't have any fucking friends. That's why I'm better. What did Shrek say? What the fuck did Shrek say? That's why I'm better off alone. I just looked up at the screen again. I just said his fucking face. Who would want to fuck? Never mind. We little rambunctious around here. You laugh like Goofy? Fuck you. Saturday? Why the fuck do you pretend like you have a life? We could play right now. I gotta stop doing that to people. I gotta stop projecting my insecurities. I'm legit editing a video right now. Who cares? All right. Are we gonna keep watching my 5K viewers? You know what? That's true. I can't relate. I'm a small YouTube channel. I can't relate to shit like that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. One day I'll be just like you, Chick Tries. One day. I forgot all about the Taste Me emotes. I wouldn't. And every time I see that fucking emote, that Taste Me emote, I'm reminded how I will never explain the lore behind that. That is dramatically one of the best stories in regards to my entire life. Hands down, it's one of the best stories in my entire fucking life. and I will never tell you people about it. That's some shit I'm carrying to the fucking grave for my own fucking amusement.
But the sis is finna bust it down. Stop. You are not funny. Anyway, I might disagree with Bill Burr on some of his opinions, but I'm not gonna make like 7 different videos criticizing him because in general, I think we should be a bit more lenient with comedians than we would be with like political commentators, for example.
Where the fuck were you when everybody was on Dave Chappelle ass then? Since you got your degree and you know every fucking thing, where the fuck was you during that discourse? Where the fuck was you holding a different standard for comedians and political commentators then? Because I said, how the fuck do y'all care what Dave think? Dave ain't getting bottom surgery or top surgery. Kind of want to see Dave get hair transplant just so I could get that laugh one good time in my fucking life. Because if I get that laugh, I feel like I can't be beat.
Because a lot of times jokes aren't meant to be taken super literally in the same way that like a political speech would. But because Bill Burr has recently started leaning slightly more left and he started making fun of billionaires more in his comedy, Def Noodles has decided to make 7 different videos accusing him of going woke. Now, my first instinct when I saw this is that Mr. Noodles here might be a little bit jealous of Bill Burr because when Def Noodles tried to do left-leaning comedy, he crashed and burned and became the laughingstock of the internet. But when Bill Burr makes left-leaning jokes in his comedy, people actually find it funny. So Dennis, instead of making all of these videos attacking Bill Burr, maybe it
Leon, get VR so we can hang out in VR chat. I might ban you from my fucking streams. I will never in my fucking lifetime get VR. I tried VR one time. It was a terrible experience. And by terrible, I mean I ran into the wall several times. I ran into a wall several times. It was some VR football game that my cousin had me play, and for some reason, I just forgot that I was wearing a fucking headset, and then next thing you motherfucking know, I'm running into a wall. So no, I will not be getting a VR headset. Not today, not any day, not any other day. You feel me? I'm glad you feel me.
it would be better to just try and take a step back.
Your cousin set you up to fail? Probably. But I was never getting a VR headset anyway.
And write some better jokes.
Welcome, folks. Today we're witnessing another Hollywood millionaire pretend to be a working class hero, Bill Burr, who caught everyone's attention this week after a bizarre meltdown on his podcast about billionaires.
Why is his setup that of a news station? What the fuck? Buddy, you're doing... And then look at the background. Like, what the fuck? Y'all shit on me for my background, but my shit don't have a fucking TV byline on it. Stop making that fucking emote that damn big. The fucking emote looks ginormous in my fucking OBS. Stop it. VR is overrated. I think VR is pointless, not overrated. None of you on YouTube, no, really nobody could see it, but Chick Tries is on Twitch using like, I don't know what the fuck she's doing, but she has emotes that are grossly enlarging on my fucking OBS, and I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. And I wish she'd stop it. But because she's a racist who wants to see black people in chains, much like Shaun the Black, I can't get anywhere in this society.
There's capitalism, and for some reason, the Gulf of America, because nothing says man of the people.
Chick, the worst repo player ever. Thank you. I just got RKO'd. I'm about to start crying. Feel happy. I feel nothing but regret. I feel nothing but guilt, shame, sadness, all the important things in life.
Like ranting about wealth inequality while sitting on a pile of cash from that little multi-billion-dollar company, you know, Netflix. Very working class, I'm sure.
So we're already off to a great start here. According to Def Noodles, Bill Burr can't possibly support working class people because he's made millions of dollars. Yet apparently Def Noodles thinks that Donald Trump can support working class people even though he's made billions of dollars. Maybe the fact that Trump has gone bankrupt so many times is why Def Noodles thinks that he can support working class people, because Trump knows what it feels like to lose a shit ton of money. So right off the bat, this is an incredibly stupid argument. Obviously, rich people are less likely to support working class people people, but being rich doesn't automatically disqualify you from supporting working class people, which you would think Def Noodles agrees with as a Trump supporter.
This is the amount of people that are struggling out there because of these fucking billionaires, and they got us all arguing liberal and conservative. We got to stop doing that. Like, I'm so tired of hearing about people going to bed worried about what's going to happen next week. There is so much fucking money in this country, and there's so much work being done, you know, and if you work a full fucking week at a job, you should be able to pay your fucking rent. You shouldn't have to go out and get another fucking job and still be struggling. It's bad for the country, because then the kids don't see their parents, and they're not getting the upbringing that they need. It's so fucking, these fucking billionaires, they need to be put down, you know, like fucking rabid dogs.
Oh,
they're like rabid with fucking greed and just going out and just dividing everybody.
Oh, look, big old Billy Burr's back at it again, this time auditioning for a job at the Communist Manifesto Live. He's foaming at the mouth about billionaires like a guy who just discovered Reddit's late-stage capitalism page.
Oh no, because Bill Burr thinks that working class people should be able to support their families while working a full-time job, he must be a communist. In the past in America, when people could afford to buy a house and live comfortably off of working one full-time job, America must have actually been a communist country. It turns out the Soviet Union actually won the Cold War and made everyone communist, and we just never knew about it. So I highly doubt that Bill Burr is actually a communist. He probably just thinks that we should properly tax billionaires, not that we should have a stateless, classless, moneyless society. But let's see if Def Noodles has an actual argument other than Red Scare bullshit.
Screaming about wealth inequality from the comfort of his multi-million-dollar mansion. You know, the real man of the people energy. But let's break this down, because as always, when Hollywood millionaires try to play economic experts, it's like watching a goldfish try to do calculus.
It's like watching goldfish try to do calculus. This is like a joke straight out of the 1950s. Trying to get my damn wife to remember to do the dishes is like trying to get a goldfish to do calculus.
You can see it if I turn my camera back on, but I'm greatly not amused. It's like two unfunny people having an unfunny fest. Two unfunny people trying to prove, I guess, to somebody like me, who's like the spectator, trying to decide who's right and who's in the wrong, but they're both drastically unfucking funny. It's the type of unfunny where you wish everyone would shut the fuck up. Nobody's saying anything of note. It's just boring clapback with boring clapback mixed with boring clapback mixed with, oh my God, you're white, mixed with, oh my God, you're rich, mixed with, oh my God, we're all gonna die, mixed with, oh my God, you're both slave owners in the fucking 1700s. What are we actually fucking doing? I don't get it.
Dennis, you have already proven just how much funnier you are than Bill Burr. Again, he says that Bill Burr can't possibly be a man of the people because he lives in a multi-million-dollar mansion while simultaneously supporting Trump, who literally coated his entire apartment in gold. You're gonna need to start thinking through the implications of your arguments a bit better here, Dennis.
First, we get the classic poor people suffer because billionaires exist argument. Love that one. It's like blaming bodybuilders for why you're out of shape. Oh, look at all those muscles they've hoarded. No wonder.
It's like blaming YouTubers for why your fucking comedy club fell through. See how easy that is for anybody who thinks like, oh, it's difficult to be a YouTuber. All you gotta do is clap back skillfully. If you do that, you win.
Wonder I can't run a mile.
Dennis, this has to be the stupidest analogy I've ever heard in my entire life. Bodybuilders don't actively work to keep fat people fat in the same way that billionaires work to keep poor people poor. Billionaires choose to pay their workers like shit, which is why they're poor. Bodybuilders don't choose to keep fat people fat. If there was a bodybuilder that was running around force-feeding fat people to keep them fat, then yeah, I would say he's a piece of...
It's called a fat fetish. A lot of motherfuckers got that. A lot of motherfuckers pay goofy amounts of money to just make a bitch fat. It's like I would make the argument it's like the weakest fetish. I think a foot fetish holds more substantial weight, ironically, than a fucker who has like a feeding fetish. Because you're paying fuck tons of money for that. And it's like, we as a society keep blaming the women for going towards the porn industry. We never blame the men for buying in. We never blame the men for buying into this shit. And it's just like, ladies, get your bag. You know this market is very easy. There's a fetish for almost every part of your fucking body. Go nuts. Somebody go buy. I'm not, but somebody go buy it. Every nook and cranny. This is terrible advice. There might be some impressionable youth out there. I'm just throwing this out there.
Shit in the same
Sweat. Yes, there's a sweat fetish. Go on Pornhub. Damn near almost anything you type in, you're gonna get a result. Almost any fucking thing you type in, you getting a fucking result. Don't you worry. And you're going to be embarrassed that you did it too. You're going to be embarrassed that you did it. But you know what? You did it. And now Google knows what you're into. You freak. I blame both. You know what? There was a time where I would have also blamed both. But because I live in a fucking world where there's a lot of non-acknowledgement about how bad or funny our world is, you know what? I'm blaming the people who see the thing and they just keep putting money into it. Stop putting money into it, the industry starts dying. But because that's not a lucrative business practice for a bunch of people who buy rhino pills because they can't get it up no more. No.
same way that billionaires are.
Bill rants about people working full-time and still struggling to pay rent, which, yeah, sucks. But maybe, just maybe, the real villain isn't the guy running a business, but the government policy strangling the economy like a depressed anaconda.
Oh, the problem isn't billionaires. The problem is that there are too many regulations on businesses. If we just let businesses do whatever the fuck they want to do, then they'll finally pay their workers fairly. The data definitely shows that trickle-down economics has worked out great for Americans ever since Reagan was in office. Removing all government regulations on businesses is just going to make the problem worse, not better. If America is the richest country on earth, I don't think it's crazy to say that we should tax billionaires enough so that working class people can afford to buy a house or afford healthcare.
Then we get hit with the Marxist death wish portion of the rant, where Bill casually suggests billionaires should be put down like rabid dogs. Oh yes, the rational, level-headed take of a totally sane person like Hassan Piker. Imagine if Elon Musk went on a podcast and said, you know who needs to be put down like a rabid dog? Broke people. There'd be congressional hearings before he finished his sentence. But when a millionaire Hollywood comedian suggests we exterminate successful people, it's just good old working class rage. Weird how that works.
Okay, so your perspective is that Elon Musk saying we should kill poor people would be the same as Bill Burr saying we should kill billionaires. The difference is that poor people are not fucking over billionaires in the same way that billionaires fuck over poor people. Also, there's a bit of a difference between Elon Musk and Bill Burr.
Why are you trying to condone the messaging of trying to kill any group of people? You fucking, as the British people say, you absolute bellend. You fucking see. This the shit I be talking about. Motherfuckers try to be saviors in a world where everybody sucks.
One of them is currently an advisor to the government, and the other one is a comedian. I agree with you, Dennis, that murder is bad. I think we should properly tax billionaires, not just go around slaughtering all of them. But a comedian making an edgy joke is not the same as someone in the government saying that we should exterminate.
Somebody just left a comment under my video realizing that I'm 25, and I guess they're 23, and I guess it's hitting them like a sack of bricks. Yeah, bro. That's what happens when everybody gets old. You start to realize other people are either slightly older or anybody around is just older.
Poor people. It's just so funny to me that the same people who have been claiming for years that the left is trying to kill comedy are now trying to kill comedy when the target of a comedian's edgy jokes is billionaires. I wish George Carlin were still alive so Def Noodles could make some videos about how he's also gone woke.
These fucking billionaires, they need to be put down, you know, like fucking rabid dogs.
Oh,
They're like rabid with fucking greed and just going out and just dividing everybody.
But here's my favorite part. Bill whines that billionaires are dividing everybody. Really? The guy literally calling for mass extermination is worried about division? That's like Jeffrey Dahmer complaining about a bad dinner party.
That's like Jeffrey Dahmer complaining about a bad dinner party. That's like Jim Jones complaining about a bad batch of Kool-Aid. That's like Def Noodles complaining about a bad comedy show.
You see how I'm still not laughing? But you know what? At least he admitted at the beginning of the video his comedy sucks, and he's proving it. He stated at the beginning of the video his comedy sucks. So you know what? Part of it could be forgiven. Why are you people complaining that you're 20 and 20 and 20 and 22 and 23? Give it up. You're aging. That's fine. It's part of life. Now, let me ask you, don't you enjoy Don't you enjoy how better your life is as a fucking adult? Your fucking parents or anyone who's like in their 40s or 50s used to run around fucking talking to you about, oh, you're gonna miss being a kid. You're gonna miss being a teenager. I say this with complete clarity in my mind. Not one day has occurred ever since I legally became an adult at the age of 18 where I thought to myself, damn, I miss being a kid. I miss not one fucking aspect about being a child. There's nothing, fucking thing that I miss about being a child. Everything as a child I could do as an adult. Watch an old cartoon, that's what the fuck these streaming services are for. Have a lazy day in bed? Oh, hello. Fucking go out at random portions through the day and night? Duh. Like, money? I make more money as an adult than I did as a fucking kid waiting for either my birthday or Christmas. Not paid bills. Buddy. Remember when you got like $40 and then your mama said, let me hold on to that? You paid a bill and you didn't know it. You paid a bill and you didn't even know it. You thought your mama was holding on to that $40 whole time. She just upped you. Whole fucking time she upped you.
I love these 1950s style zingers. Please keep making them, Dennis. So your argument is that comedians making edgy jokes about billionaires is what really divides people, not the billionaires themselves pumping billions of dollars into the media to keep people arguing about culture war bullshit. Billionaires treat the working class like shit, but then once people get mad at billionaires for treating the working class like shit, they're the ones who are actually causing the division. If we truly want
Mama, boy, I was gobsmacked. I remember getting $80 from my grandma. My mama stiffed me out that shit, talking about something. I'm gonna hold on to that. But I wanted that shit back. My mama acted like I fucking shot her. Man, nigga. That shit was years ago. That shit was 10 years ago. I still want my $80. Don't worry about it. I got something for my mama. It's called a nursing home.
Unity in America, then the working class should all come together and collectively suck Jeff Bezos' cock. Maybe I agree with Dennis that Bill Burr's joke was slightly too edgy. Now I hope Dennis will also go and criticize every right-wing comedian who makes edgy jokes so that he can be morally consistent.
And let's not ignore the irony here. Bill is worth millions. He's one real estate deal away from being the guy he's telling you to hate. I guarantee you, if Netflix cut him $1 billion check tomorrow, the only thing he'd be putting down is his activist face. At the end of the day, this is just another Hollywood millionaire LARPing as a Che Guevara revolutionary. He's not mad at billionaires, he's mad he's not one. So Bill, if you really want to redistribute wealth, go ahead. Sell your mansion, drain your bank account, and live like the actual working class. Oh, wait, that's right. You won't, because ranting about billionaires is way easier than actually living without all that money.
If you truly believe that working class people deserve a livable wage for working a full-time job, then you should...
Wait a minute. I'm bringing it back to not being a kid. Motherfucker said not paying bills. You know what your circumvent was? While you was not paying bills, you know what you was doing? Don't act like you was just sitting on your ass all fucking day. You was at school, and I can't fucking implore you with a straight face how much none of you want to go back to school. If you are not in school right now, and you are in your 20s because you either graduated or you just said, fuck that, you don't want to go back. Who wants to wake up at, depending on like what time your school started, like 6, 7, 5 in the fucking morning, and being in the fucking back or passenger seat of your fucking guardian parent fucking car, and then hang around a bunch of fucking mouth breathers who don't know basic calculus? You out of your fucking minds. I'll never,
Be poor. I am very smart. So Dennis here is making an obvious straw man. Bill Burr does not believe that billionaires should redistribute all of their wealth. He just thinks that they should give away enough of their wealth so that working class people can live comfortably. And if these billionaires gave away enough of their wealth for working class people to live comfortably, they would still be multimillionaires just like Bill. Like, yeah, maybe Bill Burr could give more money to charity or something. I mean, I don't know how much money he does give to charity, but that won't fix the problem. What will fix the problem is properly taxing billionaires. It's so stupid when people say, you have a problem with the current system? Then you should give all your money to charity, even though one multimillionaire giving their money to charity would obviously not fix the problem at all. Now, I don't think this lets rich people off the hook. I do think that rich people should live by their principles, and I think it's cringe when someone like Hassan, for example, flexes his expensive cars that he's bought with the money given to him by his working class audience. But it is incredibly stupid when someone makes a critique of the system for you to respond by saying that they should give all their money to charity when this obviously would not fix the system.
You know, just the fucking epitome of this time right now, like how divisive we are, that like, you know, the Gulf of Mexico is now called the Gulf of America, and people get excited. Like, how the fuck does that help your wallet? It's an...
Did anybody see the fucking tweet where Trump was like, we're gonna change the name of New Mexico to New America? I'm tired of living in this fucking South Park episode. Please get me out.
empty gesture, and then it's also like a racist gesture. Like, that's the white guy under, that's him saying fuck Mexicans without saying it.
Oh, sure.
You know, like, who has a fucking problem with Mexicans? Like, what is the real problem? This is just such an ugly fucking time.
What it was.
Yeah, that just sucks. That sucks.
What a bitch.
People fucking...
You are so right. Bill Burr is such a wuss. You have never been a wuss. These cat ears are extremely alpha.
Bill Burr has reached the tinfoil hat conspiracy stage of his Hollywood meltdown. This time, he's screaming into his microphone about how renaming the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America is somehow both meaningless and a racist dog whistle. Because, you know, in Billy's world, nothing can ever just be stupid or performative. It has to be evil. Now, Bill starts off strong by calling the name change an empty gesture that doesn't help struggling Americans, and for a fleeting second, he's actually right. Then in record speed, he veers into schizophrenia.
I mean, he's still fucking right. You show me anything of like the past, how long has it been called the Gulf of America? Fuck it, a month and some change that has made anybody's life better because of that shit. What the fuck happened to the gas prices? You know what's crazy? I think we're all being distracted by something. What's the something? I have no idea, but fuck. It's something.
Frantic rant mode and decides that it's not just pointless, but secretly a Klan rally in disguise. That's right. Somehow, changing the name of a body of water is actually code for white people saying, F Mexicans. Yeah, I have to admire the creativity. Most people see an ocean, Bill sees a hate crime.
So you think it's a schizophrenic conspiracy theory that this name change could have possibly been an FU to Mexicans? If tomorrow Lake Michigan was changed to Lake Mexico, people in Michigan would probably not be too happy about that because that body of water has cultural significance to them. In the same way, the people of Mexico are obviously not going to be happy that you came in and changed the name of a body of water that has cultural significance to them. So no, I don't think it's a schizophrenic conspiracy theory that Donald Trump could be saying FU to Mexicans by changing this name. He's been saying FU to basically every single country in the entire world for the last month with his tariff bullshit.
Now let's get something straight. Who the hell was out there protesting the name Gulf of Mexico in the first place? Did I miss the Justice for Marine Geography movement? Are Mexican fishermen being oppressed by American tide patterns? Of course not. But Bill and his Hollywood activist friends need racism to exist everywhere. Otherwise, they might have to talk about real world problems.
So ignoring the fact that you're implying that racism isn't a real world problem, you think that Bill Burr hasn't been talking about real world problems? Earlier in this video, when he talked about working class people not being able to afford to pay their bills, you don't think that that's a real world problem? What do you think is a real world problem? The fact that you're banned on Twitter, which you whine about in the banner at the bottom of all of your videos?
Then
You know, you could just make a new Twitter account. Like, you're not really... Just make a new fucking Twitter account.
in a final stroke of brilliance, Bill declares that people are broke and that this is an ugly time. Oh, you don't say. Then why are you foaming at the mouth about meaningless distractions while creating one in real time? Bill whines that the Gulf of Mexico name change is a waste of energy, then immediately spends the next few minutes on his podcast treating it like the single greatest moral crisis of our time. Why are people focused on this instead of real issues? Bill, you're the one talking about it. If it's such a stupid, pointless, empty gesture, why are you dedicating a full-scale meltdown to it?
What the fuck are you even talking about? A comedian complaining for 2 seconds about something dumb that Trump did is a full-scale meltdown, yet you making 7 different videos complaining about him isn't a full-scale meltdown? I can't even track this stupid logic.
This is like a guy setting his house on fire, then yelling at the fire department for wasting time putting it out.
This is like someone setting their house on fire and then yelling at the fire department for wasting time putting it out. This is like Def Noodles falsely accusing someone of being a pedophile, then yelling at people when they criticize him for it.
If it's such a stupid, pointless, empty gesture, why are you dedicating a full-scale meltdown to it? Maybe, just maybe, because outrage pays your bills.
Oh, and outrage doesn't pay your bills? Well, I guess technically it doesn't because your videos only get 700 views. You're complaining about Bill Burr complaining about something that doesn't matter while you've made multiple videos like Rachel Ziegler's cringeworthy meltdown, Disney's Snow White has TDS, Bill Burr defends Rachel Ziegler, and woke Snow White. I guess in Def Noodle's mind, Trump changing the name of the Gulf of Mexico doesn't matter at all, but Snow White being woke does matter. Just a tip, Dennis, when you are criticizing someone, you need to take a second to think if those criticisms also apply to yourself or apply to Trump, the president who you apparently love now.
Bill gets to play both sides, mocking the people who care about this while still profiting from the controversy himself. He cashes in on the same culture war nonsense he pretends to be above. So congratulations, Bill. You've officially become the thing you claim to hate. Another overpaid entertainer making money off outrage while pretending to be one of the people. So in case you missed this, folks, Bill is quite literally part of the problem. He's a millionaire cosplaying as a working class hero, screeching about fake oppression while sitting on his multi-million-dollar Netflix couch. And you know he doesn't actually care because if he did, he'd be ranting about the real reason people are broke. Biden's economic mismanagement, crushing taxes, and big government screw-ups.
Oh, the real problem is Biden's economic mismanagement, even though Biden did one of the best jobs at getting a country out of COVID compared to other countries. But let's just ignore Trump's batshit insane tariffs that instantly tanked the stock market. That is definitely...
Aren't we all proud to be Americans? Our fucking elected officials do shit to fuck us all over in our nightmares. Our fucking secondary representatives that are under these motherfuckers ignore it or wait for the opportunity to strike to just be like, hey, fuck, remember how we said that this was gonna happen even though you're not gonna fucking do anything about it? And then under that is all of us just bitching as it continues to go on.
Definitely not
Are we fried? I think we're pretty fried.
Economic mismanagement. I think me and Bill Burr would probably both agree with you that Biden sucks and he didn't do enough to help working class Americans because both me and Bill are not afraid to make fun of liberals. But you are afraid to make fun of conservatives like Trump because for some reason you've decided that the best way to save your dead career is by sucking Trump and billionaire cock. I was gonna go through a couple of his other videos criticizing Bill Burr, but I think this video is already long enough. I just find all of this incredibly ironic because the right will never shut up about how the left hates comedy, but the second a comedian makes a joke that falls slightly outside of your conservative ideology, you freak the fuck out and you pick apart every word that they say and you try to act like their edgy jokes are meant to be taken completely seriously. It's almost like the right understands that people actually can be influenced by jokes. They just pretend like this isn't the case when right-wing comedians make jokes. I do think that comedy has the ability to spread genuinely bad ideas, and if you think that Bill Burr is spreading genuinely bad ideas by making edgy jokes about billionaires, then you are free to hold that perspective. But personally, I am not going to get all up in arms when a comedian makes an edgy joke about billionaires because billionaires clearly do fuck over the working class. At the end,
I personally would just... But why is this standard not with every fucking joke? Like, because we know a comedian is going to fucking make a trans joke, a woman joke, a men's suicide joke, a little bit of the racism in there somewhere. It's a vibe.
End of the day, I don't even know how much of what Dennis is saying here is actually genuine. Maybe he really is being true to his real opinions, or maybe this is all just a disingenuous grift.
And that's another fucking thing. I get tired of you motherfuckers who... You categorize this word grift not by any meaning other than at one point you were this and now you're that. Grift! Like, you don't even mean it. You just sit there and you craft your own fucking argument around it and then just end it with, well, I don't know if he's actually this or not. Then what the fuck was the fucking point? Then why should I care? If you are uncertain about what this fuck is, why should I give a damn? What would be my purpose or reasoning for that matter? What would be the purpose? I don't have it in me to know. I don't have it in me to understand in any finite detail. It would just be a difficult fucking thing. You changed your opinion, you must be a grifter. Speaking of which, I want to take a moment to fucking laugh. So as you all know, I've done like 4 videos, 5 maybe, on that fucking Carmelo Anthony thing. It's been the greatest spectacle known to man. Leon, your anti-white racism is showing. This is under the fucking video where I correctly point out how there are dumbasses who don't give a fuck about Austin Metcalf trying their damnedest and then getting schooled by the grieving father. You refuse to call out the black community for that reason. Now, didn't know there were people replying to this, doing the work for me. You deserve the pin of shame. I didn't see this shit until 2 fucking days. It's quite obvious you've never seen more than one of Leon's vids. I've watched every video he posted on this subject. He refused to call out the black community. He keeps trying to act like there's two sides to this situation. Let's play this fun game. Let's play this really fun game for my own amusement. Where did this start? It started 2 weeks ago. It'll always be about race, which is a video talking about the father and his expectation to hope that this wouldn't turn racial. Faking an autopsy to prove a black person's innocence. That was in response to black people posting their fanatical fan fiction. Dear black activists. I wonder on that one. I wonder. Who am I talking about? Am I talking about white people? No, I don't think I'm talking about white people on that one. I don't think I'm talking about white people on that one. No. Carmelo Anthony's press conference. I don't think that has anything to do with white people. It's to say that that press conference was fucking terrible. And the fucking race war fanatics. Refuse to call out the black community. And pray tell, I wonder what I would be calling the black community out for. I'm not too certain. What would I call the black community out for? I guess it would be faking these reports to try to make them look innocent. I told myself that I'm not making another video about that shit until I get a final result. And ironically, a day later, I see people running around talking about he actually got stabbed with a cleat sharpener, something that does not fucking exist at all. No, not really seeing a reason here. Because I said this, but the black community, this shit ain't got nothing to do with anybody other than like the two families. But because social media drags us all into it, now we're all culpable in something that we all probably, didn't know about until we decided to open Twitter or TikTok. You feel me? And guess what? There really isn't two sides. Well, actually, there's the Austin Metcalf side, there's the Carmelo Anthony side, and there's the truth somewhere in the middle. And the problem is, once we get to the end, nobody's going to 100% accept it. I'll accept it because I'm going to have to. There's not one time over like the past 10 years where anybody's like done anything of note to change something. Case in point, all the black people bringing up George Zimmerman, he's still alive and not in jail. So I guess mission failed, brothers and sisters. Oh, and you white people don't think you're out of the woods. How's your boy Derek Chauvin doing? Oh, he's sitting in jail? Oh, still? Oh, but I thought y'all were so mad that he ended up facing all those years and actually getting all those years in jail. Oh, but you're mad? Oh, okay. Hey, how about that Jewish guy who was doing like a docu-series about how Derek Chauvin should get out of jail and then got chewed out by everybody because everybody realized, wait, Derek can't get out of jail. He can't get pardoned. So, oops. And then the gimmick was, oh, well, he deserves a lesser sentence. So let's say he's in jail for like 40 years. He should be in jail for 20. Boy, that makes such a difference. That makes such a fucking difference. I'm still in jail for all these years, but thanks, Ben, for making videos that so far have amounted to nothing. They've amounted to nothing. They brought up the chance to pardon him and not touched it again. You know why? Because they can't pardon him. which was a thing that was known before Ben said, I'm going to be making this series to get you to understand why we should campaign to pardon him. And then it switched to, we should get him a reduced sentence. It's been like, what, 2 months since then? I guess he's still in jail for the same amount of time as when he walked in. Cool. Cool, I guess. Cool. No, I didn't expand this one like the last one. Are you an idiot, willfully ignorant, or both? Leon calls out black people when they do stupid shit all the time. Yeah, and I get called racist for it. I get called a coon because people want to defend like their race and all the stupid shit that they do, much like this guy wants to. He wants to defend stupid motherfuckers going above and fucking beyond to, I guess, pretend like they care about Austin Metcalf, even when the father chews them out. And they say, hey, because this father's a cuck, he's going to create more Austin Metcalfs, even though like 2 days before motherfuckers even thought about that being a nice little clapback. You know, a white kid shot up a college. So I guess those are more Austin Metcalfs if you think about it. But motherfuckers don't want to think about it because that gotcha is way too fucking significant. Like, that gotcha is way too fucking significant. But motherfuckers don't understand, bro. Motherfuckers don't understand. They just want to live in these boxes. And you know what? If you live in that box, cool. Just don't get mad when I kick that box over. Whatever happens at this point is out of our hands. That's the problem. Because I've told y'all numerous times, you either go find out about a plea deal, you gonna find out about a guilty verdict, or you gonna find out about not guilty. And you know what's gonna happen after? A bunch of fucking fanfare. A bunch of motherfuckers running around making live stream debate discussions about how good or bad the fucking decision is. And then 2 months are gonna go by and no one's gonna care. The next fanatical thing for us to sink our teeth into will happen, and depending on how racial it is, they're going to bring up this case as their backdrop. All the facts and the details in court will be ignored for hot takes and drastic anecdotes. Just how it is. Just how it truly fucking is. But that's that. And that's this. Ow, jump scare. Lakers at 5. Yeah. I'll say Lakers, but not in 5. Not in 5 at all. So this Ethan discourse is still going on where people are trying their damnedest to make themselves look good. I want to read the comments first. Seeing you get emotional broke my heart. Seeing you stand on your morals. This video was really well done. Please don't stop sharing your side. Frogan, my goat. Love you and so proud you're sharing your side. He approached with empathy. We all saw that intro, Frogan. Come on. I don't watch your streams, but became familiar with you through all the drama. Just wanted to say, oh, people are being very receptive. Just know that you have more support than it may seem. You're strong and admirable. Oh, so it seems like this video might be pretty good.
Hi, my name is Frogan, and this is the first time I'm ever making a solo YouTube video about everything that has happened the last year and a half. I address everything on my podcast, Arabs, which you can find the link below, but today it's just going to be you and I. I think the content cop was great. You know, I feel like Ian approached it in a way that nobody else does. He approached it with empathy, and, you know, it was...
That was not with empathy. This is already bad. That was not approached with empathy. It was approached with like the schizophrenic mindset of, hey, we're right, you're wrong, you need to be better with your fucking life, retard. And also, you disrespect veterans, so I can't really help you in any capacity.
Supposed to make people feel bad for Ethan. One of the main things, especially as content creators, people tend to dehumanize us and forget that we're living normal people just like you.
Kiss my ass, you made fun of veterans. Fuck you. Fuck you and fuck your entire existence, you sad, maligned creature fuck. This is the most creature fuck example of all time. You made fun of veterans. You drastically sat there and joined in on a conversation about a guy not really having the opinion you liked. You are bottom dweller feeding activity, and you ought to consider start being ashamed of yourself now.
So obviously, with so much pressure on the internet, both on myself, and I'm sure Ethan can relate to this too, it's fucking hell. It's hard to manage. It's hard to deal with. So I feel like Ian approached it in a way.
Turn it off. The computer, turn it off. You'll have more value in your life and day. You turn it off. Motherfuckers don't like what you gotta say. Ooh, jump scare. It's just go to bed.
That was more so holding a friend accountable and in a softer way, and wanted to generate empathy for Ethan. Other people don't do that. And I've even said this.
He did not generate empathy for Ethan. Why am I... On what planet was I supposed to consume any form of media about this content cop and think, oh, these motherfuckers are trying to gaslight? And it's gonna work on like the emotionally unintelligent individuals who are traumatized because their best friends betrayed them in some capacity when they were fucking children. Not fucking children in the pedophile way, but in the we were younger type of way. And these motherfuckers think, yeah, that shit's gonna fly. It really ain't. Because the entire video is this big gaslight to make a motherfucker seem like he's in the wrong because he doesn't agree with any of you. And the you in this, once again, somebody who disrespects veterans, somebody who doesn't, I guess, respect the boundary enough to not bring people into others' homes to fuck them, Nazi supporter, skinhead, and combined, the reason Kamala lost. Like, these are not sympathetic individuals. They're the reason why we have Trump in office.
Before, I feel like we need to stick to the basics as to why Ethan Klein deserves to be criticized, and that is for being pro-Israel and trying to deplatform pro-Palestinian content creators.
And I ain't gonna lie to you, those dead Palestinian kids must really enjoy the fact that you all stopped caring so that you could bother a Jewish man. Like, boy howdy, do those dead Jewish kids feel sanguine right now. I'm certain as you continue to see their dead fucking skulls, they must be really proud of you from beyond the fucking grave.
I think it's insane to involve his children and anybody else that really doesn't deserve the criticism. I think
it took like what? How many fucking weeks for somebody to have the balls to say this shit?
Mila deserves the criticism as well too, because she says some batshit crazy things on the podcast as well. And I've said this, and I'll say it again. If you're spewing pro-Israel propaganda, I'm going to call you out about it. I received a text asking to say something nice about Ethan, and to be honest, I thought about it long and hard because I was like, this man does not deserve anything nice from me. But I said, you know what? I'm going to do it. Maybe it'll give me some closure. So I wrote a
closure for what? Closure for what? What's the closure for? What's the closure for? Is it did Ethan hurt you physically in some way? Is it because he criticized your dog shit little anthem where you're just sitting there playing a who's Habibi and who's not Habibi? Like, closure for what? Because you got made fun of online? Is that it? Because if that's it, the greatest counter to being made fun of online is to turn the fucking computer off. You turn the computer off and you no longer exist online. Leon, don't you understand? He unfollowed Frogan. If this is really because somebody unfollowed somebody else, this fat creature on the screen is one of the most pathetic human beings on the face of the fucking earth. If that were to be the actual fucking reason, that is the saddest, shittiest shit ever. Cyberbullying, just walk away from the stream. Turn off the fucking phone. Go masturbate. Go masturbate and go fall asleep after. Lay in your own nut. You will forget that anything bothers you. You want life advice? Get therapy and then watch something sexually erotic for you. Whatever turns you on, watch it, nut to it, fall asleep. Guarantee you, you're going to wake up post-nut clarity, but you're going to focus more on the nut clarity than you would anything else. Jesus.
A letter to Ethan, and I read it off, and iDubbbz put it in the video, and this was Ethan's reaction to the video.
I bet you would.
I be reading my letter off because I don't want to sound robotic. H3 used to be the sports figure that I used to watch. I hope that one day gets back to what I remember. You were one of the inspirations for me to start creating content, so all this has stunk. I hope you really hear this, and I wish you the best.
I think, listen,
Thank you.
Rogan, she's so dumb that you almost can't be even mad at her.
She did wish us the best in the end. It almost felt like the nicest one of them all.
I think she was the only one being genuine,
Yeah.
actually. So I don't want to, whatever, just Rogan, just chill, okay? Just stop being an idiot and I'll stop talking about you. It's really simple math.
She's also by far the smallest creator of the bunch.
Right.
I mean, is it even like cool that he included her? Like she's just gonna get...
Come on your pizza. You know what? Yeah. Nut on your pizza if that's what you're into. Just don't ask me to take a bite. Then I'm going to have to pull the gun out. But, you know, yeah, just do whatever you see fit in any waking moment in time.
More shit.
It's not cool.
And like, it's not,
he knows what like this entails.
This part made me laugh because it was very tone deaf, and he's acting like half of his content nuke wasn't about me. Half of the content nuke, the entire ending half, was about me. So if I'm so irrelevant and so uncool to include, why the fuck was I in your goddamn video?
Like Hassan can handle it, but like Frogan's now just gonna get a pile of shit on top of her that I have no control over because people are watching, millions of people are watching his video, by the way, and they're reacting to it. And they're not having good reactions
Not
to
just our audience.
Far from our, yeah.
I think it's funny that you think me being in the iDubbbz video is what's going to cause this harassment. But in reality, it's you, Ethan. You're
No. I think you could just blame it on the parasocial aspect many people have with their fucking favorite content creators and what it is that they hold dear and what it is that they don't hold dear, because in this fucking world everybody likes to pretend, oh my god, I'm so much better than the next person, the next person, the next person, the next person.
I feel like you haven't spent the last year and a half doing everything in your power to push people to bully and harass me, including weaponizing propaganda organizations such as the ADL to get me banned off Twitch because I made a joke about you not being able to say Habibi. But no, it's iDubbbz, one of the only major creators besides Hassan who has actually defended me publicly in the last few months. This next section is about the double standards of Ethan's thinking. Let's get started with this clip.
Personally though, and I've seen Hassan do this before, is he's accused me of it. He goes, oh, you just hate Muslims. And it's like, bro, can you actually please just respond to a real argument? Like, please, bro. You know, he just, like, you can't just sweep everything away by saying that. It's just not right. Are people very cruel to her? Yeah, for sure. You know, it's just, I don't know, man.
I don't know how to explain this to you, Ethan, because this is something you claim all the time, but some people are actually racist. Ethan claims people are mean to him all the time because they're racist, using his religion as a shield of criticism, as he claims people are doing to me. A lot of the comments I get are about me being a hijabi and me being Muslim.
What is this bad audio? Why is the audio turning down?
Oh no. People are not more charitable to me because I wear hijab, and I wish that was the case.
I have never, they accuse me of doing it. They go, oh, Ethan's just targeting Arab and Muslim creators. It's like, I have never one time mentioned her hijabi or brought anyone's fucking identity into my criticism of them.
You haven't said anything about me being Muslim directly, but your ideas about Muslims are pretty obvious from what you say. Here are a few of many examples.
Oh god, it's the, oh my god, you said this thing so secretly and it makes me view you as a bad person meme. Because if that's really the game we're playing, that's fine. You can play that game. But aren't you the one who directly shat on veterans and their PTSD? Take yourself out back and pee on yourself. Like, what the fuck? You are deranged if you think you can pull that card on anyone else and it not include you.
Why don't you just make it easier? Why don't you just fly to
How's the Frogan video? For some reason the audio gets lower and it's not my fault. And 5 minutes in, it's Ethan. I wanted to be very sympathetic because iDubbbz made that video with empathy. iDubbbz came with that video to make it a plea to you. But you're not really being receptive of it. So now I have to shit on you. And you're doing a very bad job of shitting on you, Frogan, because again, you make videos, you made that stream and talked that shit about veterans. It's a horrible look. It's a horrible look.
ISIS and do them a favor and just let them, you know, just serve yourself on a platter for them because you deserve it.
Also, she's apparently like making this video or wrote that letter. I don't know which part of this was supposed to, I forgot already. She apparently did something as a way to get closure from Ethan, which is the gayest fucking thing I've ever heard from content creator.
Like, I think per capita, a lot of the weird fucking terrorism and crimes and shit, I mean, there's definitely some strong thread of violence through the Muslim community, or Arab Muslims to be more specific.
The next thing I want to bring up are the double standards both Ethan and Hila have for themselves. Let's get started with this clip.
We misspoke. It didn't sound good. We immediately corrected ourselves. You know, that's how mature people do. That's how you. That's how you're supposed to handle yourself, isn't it? Like, what more do you want me to do?
I have no problem apologizing and admitting and whatever is needed when things happen.
This was in response to people bringing up how Hila said Yoav Gallant was a great guy, even though he's literally a war criminal and pro-genocide. I'm a live streamer as well. I know being live for hours and hours on end, you can misspeak, and that is exactly what happened whenever I said the thing about the U.S. military. I said it in a way in which I didn't mean, and I also clarified it on Twitter by saying, the U.S. military has conducted some of the most horrific crimes against humanity in the modern era in countries such as Iraq, Afghanistan, Syria, Lebanon, and Palestine. My anger is directed at individuals who are currently championing these war crimes as if they liberated my people. It's horrific and disgusting. The beginning of the clip was worded poorly, and I do apologize for that. I go on to clarify in the clip that I do not mean all military, but specifically those with no remorse. What I said was out of frustration as they are currently bombing my family in the name of liberation. I realize that wishing people harm isn't the best way to talk about these issues, and that I could have talked about these topics in a more sensitive way.
Stop. Run this backwards.
This was in response to people bringing up how
You know, that's how mature people do. That's how you. That's how you're supposed to handle yourself, isn't it? Like, what more do you want me to do?
I have no problem apologizing and admitting and whatever is needed when things happen.
This was in response to people bringing up how Hila said Yoav Gallant was a great guy, even though he's literally a war criminal and pro-genocide. I'm a live streamer as well. I know being live for hours and hours on end, you can misspeak, and that is exactly what happened whenever I said the thing about the U.S. military. I said it in a way.
You said fuck their PT. Chris! You said fuck the. Bait used to be believable on these fucking platforms.
Way in which I didn't mean, and I also clarified it on Twitter by saying the U.S. military has conducted some of the most horrific crimes against humanity in the modern era in countries such as Iraq, Afghanistan, Syria, Lebanon, and Palestine. My anger is directed at individuals who are currently championing these war crimes as if they liberated my people. It's horrific and disgusting. The beginning of the clip was worded poorly, and I do apologize for that. I go on to clarify in the clip that I do not mean all military, but specifically those with no remorse. What I said was out of frustration as they are currently bombing my family in the name of liberation. I realize that wishing people harm isn't the best way to talk about these issues, and that I could have talked about these topics in a more sensitive way. I have no pity at all for any fucking soldiers. I have no pity at all for any fucking soldiers. Distress, thank you so much. I will never have any fucking pity for any fucking soldiers. U.S. military? Who fucking who? I hope you get PTSD. You know? The ones I'm like whatever about the U.S. soldiers are the ones that like acknowledge that like what they did was wrong. They didn't know back then. Whatever. You're a good person in my book. I'm like a Tom. Thank you so much for the 10 gifted. The U.S. military that are like, yeah, like, you know, I did this back then, but now I know it's wrong. Like, I'm changed. Like, fuck imperialism. Fuck this. You don't deserve the PTSD. But, like, any other motherfucker, you're joining them. You're, oh, my God, I want my fucking Camaro. No student loans. Fuck you. I hope you get PTSD. And I hope you get no health insurance when you get back into fucking America.
Okay.
And like I said initially, I'm not granted that charitability at all.
I want to explain it because people bring it up nonstop. I apologize for it right away. When Ethan made a video to address this on his Ethan Klein channel, I made a quick appearance in that video just to say, I'm sorry, I misspoke. I shouldn't have called him a really good guy. Like, I don't know why I said it like that.
What more do you want from me? I did the same exact thing. Now we're moving on to the infamous button. So during the react to the content cop, AB started talking and the button was pushed. Here's the clip.
Authorities block healthcare to Gaza. Again, I'm not. Do you think that I'm talking about walking around Gaza? When I say how great multicultural it is,
we never defended how Israel attacked Gaza since October 7th, not even once. We never co-signed what they did.
Is that not the point he's making though?
What?
That you're talking about how nice Israel is, but
Israel proper is different from Gaza.
Yeah, no, I understand.
Millions
right now, say,
Muslims in Israel.
I guess that's where the
And that's the end of the clip because the button was pushed. Anytime any member of the crew gives Ethan any type of pushback, the button is pushed. And he wants to say that I'm surrounded by yes men and people can never criticize me when he doesn't allow his staff that are part of the show to give him any critique or pushback whatsoever. During the live show today, some of the crew defended me and I appreciate it so much. And during this episode, AB mentioned that the most recent time we talked, him and I had a disagreement.
People are saying stop being friends with her. You guys don't know fucking shit. I have not talked to her in forever. And the last time we did talk, we had a disagreement. Like where is this coming from? Like I don't understand.
This disagreement was a DM I sent him, which stated, "Hey AB, I wanted to reach out privately because responding publicly and adding to the dog pile doesn't feel right. I understand that people often overlook how tough the job market is, and I get that working for Ethan puts you in a complicated position. That said, I think what pushed people over the edge was a clip of you baiting pro-Palestinian people and blocking them. The criticism you're receiving is largely because people believe you're better than that and don't subscribe to Ethan's views. I know you've been vocal about Palestine, but I think it's important to explicitly clarify that you don't share his beliefs and that you stand on your own. Ethan is not worth the bullshit you have to deal with working for him. Honestly, there have been times where I felt angered toward."
Oh, that's so sad. No one has to deal with the bullshit of working for somebody. Oh, God. You don't have to do it. You don't have to do it at all. You don't have to. It'd be so much better if you didn't do it. Oh, it'd be so much better if you didn't do it. Y'all want to laugh? Y'all want to just take a break from some degrading motherfucker trying their best to sound like they're the best person in the room? Leon, this is the video I just fucking uploaded 2 hours ago. Leon, when you talk about non-melanated folks, white people, you seem to have some pep in your words. Then when you talk about melanated folks, you seem toned down. Keep that same energy, Leon. This is like the inverse of when the motherfuckers like, when you talk about black people, you got all this energy, but you try to be nice to the white people. This is the fucking inverse. What the fuck? I can't win for losing. And then I just responded by laughing. Because that's all I can do. That's all I can fucking do. Literally the inverse of the fucking problem. You're damned if you do, damned if you don't. That's why all of you suck. That is literally the inverse. We can have shit. I mean, you can have whatever you like. Yeah, I'm just gonna vibe. I literally just sit there and just have my fun. What's the tone difference from wait a minute, what's the tone difference from talking about a white guy saying he wanted to shoot a kid compared to the video a day ago where I'm shitting on Colin Kaepernick? And then what's the tone difference from talking about a fucking shooting with misinformation spread everywhere? You know what's crazy? The tone difference, he did it wrong. There was a drastic tone difference in the video from a week ago talking about that school shooting at FSU. I was drastically worn the fuck out from talking about school shootings. You know why? Because they happen days of each other. They happen days of each other, bro. And I just sat there and I was just like, man. I was just like, man, there's really nothing we can fucking do about these. We just gotta wait for them. And that's the sick part. The only way we get rid of school shootings is if humanity, if everybody just agreed to no longer have sex. Everyone just agrees to no longer have sex. And we'll be okay. And we will be A-okay. We have sane people living in an insane world. The day's gonna come where I go mad. The day's gonna come where I go mad. But no, my children, I don't have less smoke for any of you. Actually, that's not true. If a Latina commits a crime, I'm going to be very lenient. Because Latinas could never do any wrong. That's a bias I got right there. I thought you already went mad. See, that's the beauty of it. There is not one Latina woman in the world that has ever done anything unlawful. Never. Ever, ever. Never, ever, ever, ever. I need to be stopped.
Towards you. But after some reflection, I wanted to approach you directly. I'm saying this as someone who was personally impacted by Ethan, and as a
Cardi B? Is Cardi B a Latina? Well, look, 99.99999% of Latinas have never done anything wrong.
cousin. I hope you understand where I'm coming from. AB didn't respond, and that's perfectly fine. I didn't expect him to. You know, I just wanted to get my feelings out. Although AB and I have...
You got your feelings out through a random fucking D fucking M. I am devastated. You got your feelings out through a random DM with a motherfucker you don't know.
But talking a long time. He's still somebody I care about. You know what I mean? He's like a cousin. You know, we have that bond. We're
Like...
both from Dearborn, so it's like we're literally cousins. Not literally, but I don't know AB's motivations or what he feels because I'm on the outside at this point. So I am just giving my perspective from somebody on the outside. I will say the invalid points of criticism towards AB is trying to question.
My ex-girlfriend is Latina and she's in jail. Well, go break out. She ain't do nothing wrong. She ain't do nothing wrong to you. You just mad because she made you nut in 4 bounces and laughed at you in a group chat. Like, weak dick. Like
him as an Arab, which is completely fucked up and wrong. Nobody should do that, you know? It is valid to criticize him for still working for Ethan and being silent for as long as he was. Those are valid points of criticism. But don't try to take away his Arabness because you don't agree with him. Whenever AB started streaming on Twitch, I was the first person to rate him.
Speaking as a Latina, most Latinas are fucking insane. See that? You just hate your own race. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. How could you hate your own people like that? You sycophant. You sycophantian? My mother's calling me. This is very interesting. Hello? Shut the fuck up, people. I was on the phone with my mother. Nothing's wrong with your dog shit phone audio. I was on the phone with me madre. You fucking people don't experience that because y'all mom was abandoned y'all when y'all was kids because y'all wordless.
And I even helped him whenever he asked me for advice on what to stream. AB has also helped me in many ways as well. Even a long time ago, AB included me in a
Mama's boy, just because your mother getting skull fucked by worms in the grave don't mean nothing to me.
episode talking about why people
That's the gnarliest shit I've ever said. That's the gnarliest shit I ever said. Yes! That's the gnarliest shit I've ever fucking said, bro.
visit Dearborn. Here's a screenshot. It's from like 2023, I believe. He was also super supportive whenever I was nominated.
Oh, speak of motherfuckers in the grave. Here come Janet. Fucking up the vibe.
And won the Streamer Award.
Right, and the award goes to... Chala. Frozen. You did it, sister!
So what the fuck does this mean? Like, is this supposed to be like, oh man, you used to be so cool about me and now you hate me? Oh fuck, I'd hate you too.
And to be quite honest, like watching this clip back made me really, really sad because of basically the outcome of what this has become. You know what I mean? And I have nothing but love for AB and Lena, and I wish them the best. And maybe in the future we can be friends again, to be honest.
Why are you about to cry? Are you about to cry? You fucking waste of space.
Before she moved out here, I remember I was talking and she was nervous about it. And I said, at the end of the day, you'll have me and Lena, like, before it comes to worse. And then shit just hit the fucking fan. Yeah. Before.
And to those.
Oh, shit hit the fan? What's the shit hitting the fan?
Who are constantly defending me and having my back, I appreciate you and thank you so, so much. You know, during a time like this, it feels like the damage has been done physically, mentally, emotionally.
Physically? I'm sorry, did they rape you? Did they touch you? Because if they did, jail for each and every one of them. Turn this fucking shit off.
And financially, but, you know, after a year and a half of harassment, it feels very calming that people are actually finally on my side. It's been a nightmare for me.
I feel like when Chris hears this, he's gonna pause the video and be like, no one's on your side. And my whole thing is, yeah, probably some people are on your fucking side, buddy. Why? Who knows? All I know is I'll never be on your side. You made fun of veterans. Fuck you.
On a more positive note, here are some of my favorite pictures taken at the shoot of the content.
Gay, don't care.
Top bit.
Actually, I do want to care because I want to see this.
Of course, I got to see Kaya. I love her to death. And here are a couple pictures. To Ethan, if you're watching this for some reason, my message to you is that, you know, you and I have different worldviews and you and I have different ideas for what is the best way to help people. And, you know, while I appreciate the spirit of your advocacy, I think it's misguided. You know,
you put on a Make America Great Again hat and you talking about people's allegiances being misguided. Yeah, we're fried as a fucking country. All right. I said I'm not making another fucking video about this Carmelo Anthony shit. That don't mean I ain't gonna watch other people who do it. Just so I could see what's going on and keep my foot on the fucking neck of this shit. You know what I'm talking about? And what better place to get that fucking information than fucking quartering?
What's up, everyone? Jeremy here from The Quartering. And the...
Now look, I'm not gonna lie to you. Whatever he says in this video might be the thing that make me crash the fuck out.
The Carmelo Anthony case has taken kind of a dark turn here. And it's really sad to see as now the twin brother of Austin Metcalf is receiving just horrible stuff. And
which shouldn't be happening. I do not give a fuck about any of your online crusades. None of the things that are going on online should be happening. I'm seeing that the dad keeps talking about how he's getting swatted every other fucking day, if not every fucking day. The fucking Carmelo family's got to go into secret fucking hiding again because motherfuckers are sending them shit that they're not supposed to be sending. The fucking address posting on social media. None of this shit is smart. I don't condone any of it. I hate it all. The random layers of what one would pretend to call activism from both sides of this fucking conversation, even though they prove that there are a bunch of people who don't care.
I know a lot of people don't care for his dad, but I understand why. He seems to be capitulating to kind of the mainstream media narrative and...
About to crash out. What's the mainstream media narrative? Don't turn my dead son into your racial aspect? That's the mainstream liberal take? I feel like every time Jeremy talks about this, he's just ignoring what the father said, or he's listening to what the father said, and he's turning it into fuck it. you not doing it my way, and I have a problem with that. I'm you know what? I'm gonna reserve the crash out. I'm gonna hold strong. I'm gonna hold strong.
This is Democracy Manifest.
Welcome to Democracy Manifest, boy or girl. This is where the real horse shit occurs. This is where democracy really manifests, motherfucker. Is I'm a big fucking black guy beating up a fucking pasty white Irishman because somebody's got to do it. Somebody's got to get represented.
And, you know, he seems to be a little bit of a beta male.
I'm about to crash out. Somebody direct me to my happy place, please. Somebody got to direct me to my happy place. What do you mean? 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 What is beta male about saying, hey, I'm not coming to support a bunch of dumb motherfuckers who don't truly care? What is beta male about saying, please don't turn my son into some racial fucking gimmick? Everybody trying to make this motherfucker out to be some leftist. This motherfucker got a rap sheet of being a sexual assaulter. Not one motherfucker has brought that shit up yet. Think about big booty Latinas. How many people watch ESPN? This is about to be the weirdest tangent of all time. There is a guy on TikTok who does like ESPN style sports analysis breakdowns of porn stars. And this is like the funniest thing I've seen over the past week. I bought two boxes that have like, I think combined 54 cans of Pringles in them. Like the small cans of Pringles, not like the big ones. Like that, along with the fucking guy doing breakdown analysis of porn stars, has been the happiest I've been in 3 fucking weeks. It's not like I've been like sad, I've been moping around. I've just been low energy for like 3 weeks. And this has been the only thing that has boosted my fucking morale.
That said, his other son is on the receiving end of some just truly terrible behavior, as well as...
Oh fuck, maybe his son's a leftist.
A whole bunch of other updates that really nobody out there is covering. And if you enjoyed my coverage of this, I hope that you'll leave a like on this video right now, and all my videos, really. If you haven't yet, subscribe or follow down below so you don't miss a single update. Let's get into some of these stories. I do want to remind everybody, this video is sponsored by me. I know everybody and their brother that the Carmelo Anthony family has fled their home, which we already knew, but I thought this little anecdote was pretty funny. TMZ reports the Anthony family have left their rental home in a majority Asian and walled and gated community, claiming that it's too dangerous. Now, we don't know where he moved, but...
I don't want to fucking know. I don't want to know where he moved. I do not want to know where this fuck moved to. I do not want to know where this fuck moved to. I never want to be aware as to where this dude moved to. I don't care. Me against my will finding out where he moves to would be something that gets on my nerves.
I'm going to guess that it's something like a Four Seasons. It's some sort of even better house. Maybe I'll be wrong. Maybe they...
A Four Seasons. You know what? No.
Moved into a little bit of a condo or something like that. I don't know. But also, they have received now, based on their own admissions, the $500,000, and they're getting right to spending it. Local media has reported now that the victim's family has now been swatted not once, not twice, but again yesterday, so a total of 3 times. So the family of his victim is actually truly under attack. And as far as I know, somebody mailed him an Austin Metcalf obituary, hypothetically, with no evidence. So, I mean, it's really interesting how, again, they continue to try and paint him as a sympathetic figure who didn't do nothing. Also in the news, it's pretty curious, but his family has finally gotten the hint. Have you noticed no more press conferences? Have you noticed no more stories leaked to the media after most of these stories about, Carmelo being the real victim here? Look, this kid's life is, one kid is never coming back. The other kid, God willing, will spend the next 30 years in prison. I suspect he will not spend even 30 days in prison, but that's my own speculation. The whole thing is tragic all around. 2 fathers and mothers are about to, one lost their son forever, another is about to potentially lose their son, and only one family continues to be under siege, as the twin brother of Austin Metcalf are now receiving threats on his life by Carmelo Anthony supporters. Why? Don't know. Here you see the Metcalf family just buried their teenage son, but that was just the start of their nightmare. Austin's twin brother held him in his arms as he passed away, and now BLM activists are making credible threats against him. His father lost his job, and both of his parents' homes have been swatted repeatedly. This is Might
I fucking ask, where are we getting this information from? I'm gonna need a source. This video is 13 minutes long. I'm gonna need a source.
By the way, again, I hear you in the comments. This is the thanks Jeffrey Metcalf is getting for trying to bend the knee and try to remain unbiased. I mean, in terms of, criticism of the black community, this guy has done nothing but worship it since.
He said he doesn't want his son turned into a racial conversation. He has not worshipped the black community. If you try to tie him not wanting to stand with you fucking idiots into he deserves to lose his fucking job, I'm going to rip my testicles off.
They took his son's life, and the fact that he's still getting this level of hate and attacks is wild. And what does his brother have to do with any of it? This is according to Amuse, who many say he has connections with Austin Metcalf's father. He says, talk to the coward father and ask him why he defends the Carmelo over his own son. Amuse says, I did, and he doesn't. He wants Anthony to go to jail for the rest of his life. Very interesting bit of finally seeing a spine grow there from Austin Metcalf's dad. You see this again, Dominic Michael Tripley repackages that piece of information. Father of slain teen Austin Metcalf, Jeff Metcalf, privately saying he hopes Carmelo Anthony is convicted and sentenced to life in prison. I can tell you this right now, he's not getting life in prison. Just put that out of your mind. Not going to happen. I mean, people that do worse crimes don't even get life in prison. What he's probably going to get, I'm going to guess, is a manslaughter charge with basically the minimum sentence, and he'll be quietly released within a year or two. That's what I think is going to happen. Maybe it's because I'm kind of really black-pilled on the United States justice system after what I believe was an insane conviction of Derek Chauvin over public.
Not any other time in human history have we developed this idea that a motherfucker could potentially have a corrupt justice system. This is the only fucking time. The black people have George Zimmerman. The white people have Derek Chauvin. And both do nothing about it but bitch to the nines, because the justice system shall forever remain core fucking corrupt.
Pressure. That same public pressure is not going to be there to convict Carmelo Anthony of the charge that he deserves to be convicted of. In fact, that pressure will be still there to not convict him of the toughest crime and to give him a lighter sentence. We already know the judge, who's apparently a fake conservative, who
I got my finger on the button.
Will be deciding the sentencing of this case is sympathetic simply because they have the same skin colors. Now, that would be wrong.
Citation, please. Citation. Did we get a fucking statement? You know how earlier we had this? You remember like how long? You remember like almost an hour ago when we had this? You remember this? You remember when we read this? This is an obvious case of a motherfucker being biased off skin color. This is just guessing at the wind right now.
Who will be deciding the sentencing of this case is sympathetic simply because they have the same skin colors. Now, that would be wrong if it was a white judge and a white defendant, and it's wrong when it's a black judge and a black defendant. But that's exactly what's happening in this case. Any idiot can see that's the case. What we do know now is the father is starting to get a lot of public pressure. But here you have the Dallas Morning News. Frisco tragedy is being exploited by social media and worse. Well, you write articles on the internet. I read articles on the internet. How are we any different?
They're not talking about you. They're talking about the motherfuckers who did that stupid ass fucking rally. Those motherfuckers exploiting this for social media. How do I know that? After they got chewed out, one of them, the Indian slave boy, stated, and I quote, "I don't give a fuck that you're a grieving father. So he wasn't there on behalf of Austin Metcalf or white people. He was there for his own gratification.
Oh, it's because I don't pretend to be the morally righteous one here. You see?
You just stated that this dude's gonna get a sweetheart deal because he's black and the judge is black with no evidence to back that up. Just none. That's a guesstimation. We call that a guesstimation. You haven't pulled up a citation once for anything you said before this. But now I'm supposed to hope, I'm going to get the real news in a second, boys.
The nightmare started when, Austin Metcalf was lost. Almost instantly, rumors began swirling about the motives and the backgrounds of both the victim and the suspect. Because the victim was white and the suspect is black, some sleazy figures have tried to portray this incident as racially motivated without any evidence. Now, I haven't, and I have not seen anybody, I'm sure somebody has tweeted this, but I have not seen any major narrative around exactly what the motivation here was outside of poor impulse control and hip-hop culture.
Goodbye. Are we really ignoring shit? You know what? Give him a chance. 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 No, give him a chance. Give him a chance. What do you think about the people praising Carmelo while at the same time dragging Shannon Sharp? They're not doing it in earnest. They're not doing either one in earnest. You know what's funny? The motherfuckers are praising Carmelo Anthony, just doing it because he's black. And the only reason these same motherfuckers are demeaning Shannon Sharp is because he was doing all of this with a white girl. You go on TikTok, motherfuckers are talking about this Shannon Sharp shit, but they're more focused on it wouldn't happen if it was a white, if you wouldn't be around them snow bunnies. It's like, what? Like, what? And wait, you fucking moron. You did videos talking about this, talking about black culture. And when are those people going to start addressing their fucking culture? And now you're changing it to hip hop culture. Oh, you daft cunt.
I have not seen a single newspaper say that Carmelo Anthony did what he did because Austin Metcalf was white. I'm asking.
They're talking about the motherfuckers on social media.
Seeing the Dallas Morning News who is implying that there's this huge narrative that was racially.
There are motherfuckers on social media doing it. Quartering.
Motivated. I would like them to source literally anybody other than just saying this. But they're, again.
I'll do it. Just give me a second. I'll do it. Look at all this food. I'll do it. Since apparently no one else is doing it for you, buddy, I'll do it. I'll do it. I'll be the one. I just wanna be the one you love. I just wanna be the one you love. I just wanna be the one you love. Also, I saw this going around. Boy, they tried really hard to make somebody a victim steadfast, but they used a 5-year-old clip of something that I don't even think was in the same state. Man, oh man. You gotta live life to the fullest. You gotta live life to the fucking fullest. I wonder if anybody was using shit just for their own motivations. I wonder. Could y'all think of anybody? Wait a minute. Isn't this the Twitter account that he just used to reference other shit? I wonder, is anybody else using anything racial?
Hey, Joe, with your week. You're creating more Austin Metcalfs with your weakness, sir.
Oh, that's crazy.
That's called white guilt.
Oh, that's fucking crazy. Nobody using this for like racial motivated conversation? No,
let it talk. You're creating more Austin Metcalfs with your weakness, sir.
Oh.
Thanks. You are creating more Austin Metcalfs with your weakness.
Here, you are being weak. I gotta be honest.
Black man here. All right, calm down.
Again, they're here to defend Carmelo and paint him as a sympathetic figure.
You know what? Give him a chance. Rewind it. Give him a chance.
Evidence. Now, I haven't, and I have not seen anybody. I'm sure somebody has tweeted this, but I have not seen any major narrative around exactly what the motivation here was outside of poor impulse control and hip-hop culture. I have not seen a single newspaper say
when these white teachers are raping these kids, what was that? The hillbilly culture? Is that Christian culture? Like, what is that? Because I'm seeing too many fucking stories about white teachers, mainly women, fucking kids, like fucking them, like dirty dogging them, like and their rationale is fucking terrible. I routinely keep trying to post this video about this woman who fucked a kid and then pinned it on the husband, but I can't because YouTube says that this shit keeps getting age restricted. I have censored every fucking word.
That Carmelo Anthony did what he did because Austin Metcalf was white. I'm asking the Dallas Morning News, who is implying that there's this huge narrative that was racially motivated. I would like them to source literally anybody other than just saying this. But they're, again...
Look at all this food!
And they're here to defend Carmelo and paint him as a sympathetic figure. Political...
How are they... I want to know, how are they defending Carmelo by pointing out that there are fringe motherfuckers posting shit on social media?
Wannabes took advantage of the terrible pain, and too many are tuning in. Why wouldn't people be interested in this case? Did you say that too many people...
I'm losing it. I'm losing it. I'm losing it. I'm losing my mind. I'm losing my mind. I'm losing my mind. I'm losing my marbles. I'm losing my marbles. I'm losing my marbles. I'm losing my marbles.
We're tuned into the Derek Chauvin case. You know what I mean? I have a real suspicion on who wrote this article. Oh, but they didn't even put their name on it. What a coincidence. What a coincidence. The cesspool of bad behavior is bottomless. This is our world now. Saturday, a supremacist running for U.S. Senate in Florida at a minimally attended Protect White Americans rally in Frisco. The man Jake Lane faced charges back on J6 but received a presidential pardon before going to trial.
You have one chance. Wait, they're talking about one specific motherfucker who turned it into his own propaganda and got chewed out by the father. Jeremy.
So you yourself even said that it was sparsely attended. So what are you exactly worried about? Are you worried?
I can't stand this shit. He's ignoring it. He's now gonna fix it. Oh, well, barely anybody showed up, so why do you care? That's the point of the fucking article. To bring up how a motherfucker did that.
Worried about people are getting a little tired of, this narrative. By the way, this was a very interesting tidbit too. Amuse apparently is down there or has connections with the family and wrote, updated about the cell phone footage because apparently there's some sort of bombshell cell phone footage. We talked about, the police confiscating 70 cell phones. Now, there may have been cell phone footage after the fact. That would just be kind of disrespectful to Austin. But here they said, how are they hiding the cell phone footage is out there? We need to stand up for this family. Carmelo Anthony's family is pushing them not to release it before the trial. They worry it will help jurors understand that their son is actually a cold-blooded killer. I mean, yeah, I would suspect that's how they would react. You see here, what you might not know is that they're threatening to take Austin's twin brother. He was trying to calm things down. We'll see. We'll see if that's true. The fact that Jeff Metcalf privately hoped...
I don't know why you're worrying about the comment section of a fucking video that is widely in support of Austin Metcalf. You're not gonna see motherfuckers admonish this type of understanding. You're not. You see how he talked about who's doing these things that this news fucking organization is talking about. Then he reads it and then completely glosses over it.
Hopes that he goes to prison for life. I would argue that, look, he's under no obligation to say anything publicly, but it sure would be nice to see this guy have some kind of spine for his son. But to be fair, he doesn't owe us anything. He doesn't own the online...
So he don't owe you nothing, but he needs a spine. But he don't owe you nothing, but it would be so good if he just spoke out and said, fuck Carmelo Anthony. But he doesn't owe you anything. But it would be really cool if he actually stood for something because he's not doing it in the public eye. So that makes him look bad to you, even though he's still a grieving fucking father.
Online community, sound bites to report on, or social media people to report on. He owes his son, his surviving son, 100% of his attention. We see this too. Now Daniel Penny's lawyer is chiming in because they're trying to say it's the same thing, when of course it wasn't. Over the weekend, demonstrators with a group of Protect White Americans gathered at the stadium in Frisco. A wall of officers separated about 3 protesters from about 30 counter-protesters. Anthony allegedly told investigators that it was self-defense. It clearly wasn't.
Why are you glossing? He's glossing over pieces that make his argument from earlier look bad. I'm done. Goodbye.